Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. Now, I'm non-biased, guys, and I do my research and I share my research and my knowledge with you guys. And I want the best for you, and I cannot be more bullish. That being said, this thumbnail is not clickbait, and this alpha might change the outcome of your bull run. Just let me rant away. I'm going to give you as much alpha as I can, but guys, you gotta start thinking like the smart money thinks, how the whales thinks, how the big institutional funds think, and they don't think like me and you. And believe it or not, there are guarantees in crypto. But those guarantees are not for me and you. Therefore, the Wall Street institutions who are going to dominate and manipulate and play around and take the majority of the profits from this bull run. That being said, if you understand what I'm going to share with you, well, it will make you more profitable. Now, this is not financial advice, but I think if you really think about what I'm trying to share with you and do some research and talk to some really sophisticated investors, and you understand the difference between the way the big boys think, the smart money thinks, and the average retail person think, you'll be way ahead of the game. And you'll be glad you paid attention to this video. Now, before we dive into this information, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps us out a lot, and we do appreciate it. All right, today has been a phenomenal day, one of my best days in a long time. Now, you know, in 2022, I stacked all during the bear market. I actually ran out of money at the end of the year. Well, then, in 2023, when I moved some more money around, everything started pumping, if you remember. Well, I didn't like pretty much any of the first part of 2023 because my bags weren't pumping enough for me to want to sell, and I didn't want to buy because things have done like a 2 or 3x. And a lot of my projects were doing well, but I wanted to stick to my guns because for me, especially in the bear market, I stack for a reason. I dollar cost averaged in, and I said I'm going to dollar cost average out at this point of the bull market. Well, that was a little bit of faulty thinking on my part. Now, that strategy is great, and if you're the average person, got a full-time job, and you can't spend time looking at your portfolio or anything like that, hey, that's a great plan, and hopefully you do have a plan to take profits. But what I'm going to share with you today is what I'm getting really aggressive about. And I know it's going to change my portfolio, and I'm kicking myself I didn't do it all last year. Now, let's think about something, guys. Nothing, and I mean nothing, goes straight up. Pick your favorite project. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin didn't go straight up. Kaspa didn't go straight up. Celestia didn't go straight up. And it tried. Injective didn't go straight up. So the point of this video to start with is take profits. Today, I took profits from Stacks, one of my biggest bags. I took profits from Super. I short sold Celestia. I am short Celestia, I am short Bitcoin, and I'm short XRP. I'm looking to short Link. Now, why am I so confident in short selling in a bull market? Guys, I can't be more bullish. Well, because I understand from my background, you know, I used to work for Bear Stearns, and I used to sit at the desk of some of the most powerful traders in the world, and I know how they think. And when I talk about guarantees for them, for these big boys like $50 million, if not $5 billion funds, they can move a market. And they know that when they start to go short or take profits, the rest of the other big boys are going to do the same thing. Well, they can't take profits just any time. Me and you can dump our wallets at any time, and the market won't blink. Well, they got to have days like today. And I know that a lot of the smart money are taking profits today. Now, hear me out. I want to tell you about how they can manipulate and guarantee themselves profits. Hear me out. Now, we know that ETF narrative was started by like BlackRock and Wall Street getting behind that narrative. They knew the outcome. I promise you that. They knew when that ETF was going to get improved, roughly, or they at least knew it was going to get approved. Well, they were buying Bitcoin at, 15.8, 17, 20, under 30. Well, when that announcement came out, they had huge profits. Now, some took profits. We saw how it didn't pump. I thought it was going to pump hard, like to where it is like now, and then pull back. But hear me out. Right now, we just made a new all-time high with Bitcoin for this bull run. Heck of a day. And if you look at this pink line, the technicals match up perfect. And now I want you to hear me out. Okay, so those guys have a big profit. And people go, well, why would a hedge fund want to sell, no matter how much profit they have, at $50,000 when we all believe, no matter what, I think it's going to hit a new all-time high Bitcoin before this year's out. I could easily see it being at 75,000, if not 100, before 2024 is over. Then we're going to get into 2025. Anyway, hear me out. The first reason they're taking profits is, see, if you have $1 million and you just doubled it, right? That's a lot of money. If you have 100 million and you doubled or tripled it, that's a lot of money. But now here's what they do. First of all, they're going to run the stops. There was a short squeeze today. I saw it. It was a beautiful thing. I caught a piece of it, and I knew that was a short squeeze. So when you normally get a short squeeze, all the liquidity's gone. All the smaller people that didn't understand, like, think about it. At $50,000, there were a ton of people wanting to buy that breakout, that price point. And the price point was really a little bit below that. It was like 48, whatever, right? So there was a lot of people wanting to buy that breakout. Well, then there was a lot of people that wanted to go short. Well, the big boys understand that. Well, they just pushed right through it. And they tried to push through it the second time. Well, because there was no one else dumb enough to short, there was no more squeezing them. They pretty much squeezed all the short sellers out for the most part. And now there's not a lot of people standing there to buy $50,000 Bitcoin. Now, the markets are closed, the S&P market. Now, yes, crypto's 24/7, but those guys go home. And the real money comes from America. And you can see it every morning. Pull up your chart about between 8:30 and 9:30. And really between 9 and 9:30 when the S&P opens up, when the stock market opens up. That's when these big boys just pump the market up or down, right? They short squeeze everyone. Then they run those stops, then they go down and they run those stops, and then about 10:15 we can kind of figure out what the market wants to do. It's all a game. And I know I'm rambling, but hear me out, guys, because this is going to help you a lot. Now, at $50,000 Bitcoin, they want to keep Bitcoin. And they are going to keep going in and out of Bitcoin. But now, right now, there's enough liquidity and enough profit that the big boys can start taking profits. Well, they go and they buy puts. Now, I don't want to get too technical. I want to make it as simple as possible. But puts are like going short. You can buy options. You can't lose more than you put in. And you can make a ton of money as the market goes down. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen today. But it's going to happen probably, I don't know, 7 times in the next 2 years. So they have already got a pretty good bit of profit in their Bitcoin. Now think about it. If the guy with the $50 million hedge fund or $500 million fund, if they start taking profits and they do it together and they've bought those puts, all right, they're already in the position to take their profits. Well, now the market's going down, 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 and it causes a panic. Well, they're making money all the way down. So let's say they push it down to $32,000. Well, guess what they do? They step in and they buy the market again, and they run it up. Instead of running it to 50, maybe they run it to 60, 62. Who knows? Maybe they run it to 80. But then they do it again. So one thing is for certain. These markets are going to go up and they're going to go down, and the smart money takes profits every single time and they buy back. So what I want to stress to you guys, I'm not here to tell you to dump your bags. That doesn't make any sense, especially if you're in good projects and you got a good entry point. But just like my stacks, guys, it was peaking today. So I took some money off the table. Super. One of my favorite gaming projects. I took some money off the table. And that's what it's about, guys. Please understand this. It's about accumulating profits. It's not about hodling and watching your projects go up, up, and up, and hopefully you take them out at the right time. Guys, we got 2 years. Every day that you have a pretty good pump, take something off the table. Like, I want you to think about this because, I really started looking at my portfolio, and, I just did a video of how one of my coaching clients is killing it, and she is killing it. And she's calling me all the time telling me about how much money she's making. And I'm looking at my portfolio, and I have a couple of portfolios, and they go up and, sideways to up, and I not a lot of volatility, but normally 2 or 3, 4 of them are doing pretty good. 2 or 3 are not really doing anything, and the others are trading sideways. Well, I hadn't been taking the profits. I haven't been taking a handful every time the 3 or 4 were pumping. Well, that was on me. That was faulty thinking. Because, part of me was just keep stacking and dollar cost average out once I can take out my initial investment and start there, which is normally about a 3 or 4x. But what my new game plan is, and I'm going to be very aggressive, is, I got my bear market bags, right? I'm going to dollar cost average out later for those. But for my new bags that I've been stacking, I am going to be very, very aggressive. Let's just make an example. If Kaspa, I'm in Kaspa, I think, $9.50-ish, something like that. I know it's under $10. If it runs to 13, 14, 15, not dollars, cents, right? I can't even think. Cents. I need to take something off the table because it's going to come back. No matter what, every single project's going to come back. Well, now I have more money, right? Yes, I have less of position, but that position is going to fall back. So I don't have more money. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to convey to everyone, when any of your tokens are pumping, take a handful. Heck, take $100, $1,000, ever how big your portfolio is, put it to the side, and buy a pullback. Maybe buy the same project, buy different projects, buy new projects, buy ICOs. Heck, buy a meme coin. It's free money. It's profit. Anyway, I know I'm rambling on, but guys, I am extremely bullish. Now, when I tell you I'm short those projects, I may be out of them within the next hour. I don't know. I may carry them overnight. I don't really like to do that on leverage. But the point is, take those profits. And just like today, where Bitcoin, we could wake up tomorrow and it hits 52, who knows, 54, 56. I don't know. But the odds are it's going to take a breather. And when you're trading on leverage, and I'm not telling anyone to trade on leverage, and please do not go short in a bull market like this if you don't understand and are not really a seasoned trader. You could wreck yourself. But, there's my long-term thoughts, there's my bear bags, there's my new bags, there's my trading. There's a lot of different ways to play it. But in my opinion, the worst way, unless you just don't have time and you want to invest kind of like in the stock market, which is great, guys. You stack low, your dollar cost average out, a couple of months after the halving, and you'll do fine. But I want to milk this bull run for everything it's got. And I'm here to tell you guys, it's not how much you make in your wallet, right? That's not real. It's not a profit until you take it. And if there's something you can learn from all of my clients, they all almost every single client that I have has participated in a bull run or two or three, and they've taken a small amount of money and they've made substantial money. Some of them have made life-changing money, and they don't have much to show for it. Well, if they've been grabbing a handful every time something pumps, every day, if you can, grab a handful, throw it in a stable coin, swap it for something else that hasn't pumped, right? And play the game. But no matter what, guys, you have to understand the game. And the smart money, the big money that manipulates these markets, they have a lot of different ways to guarantee their profits, and they work together, right? Just like when they're going to take, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if altcoins don't take off probably tomorrow morning, maybe tonight, because those guys, they're going to grab a handful of profit. You can bet the smart money is taking profit today. Well, now, if you had $50 million and you took $5 million out, what are you going to do with it? Maybe they throw it into the altcoins, right? Well, here's what we don't understand as retail. They're going to roll into how we've seen they rolled into Solana. Then they stopped. They rolled into Avalanche. Then they stopped. Then they rolled into gaming. Then they stopped. Then they're going to put it right back into Bitcoin and start the whole process over. So understand the game, guys. I know I'm ranting on. Hopefully this was some alpha. I'm not even sure if I covered everything I wanted to with you guys. But guys, please, it's not financial advice, but consider taking some profits every single day when things are pumping. And if you want to stack a new project, do not stack on days like this. That's how you get wrecked. You're on the other side of the equation. Take profits on days like this. Just kick back, relax. Things will come back 100% of the time. Maybe they pump for 2 days, 3 days, a week. Heck, Kaspa didn't really let anyone, or Celestia, for months. They only had a little opening, but they still had pullbacks. Everything does. So I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up in the morning and Bitcoin is pulled back hard, or it could run stops in the morning and go straight to 52,000 by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Either way, I will be out. So I'm not telling you that I'm bearish. I am just trading very short term. Long term, I'm extremely bullish. But guys, if you don't take profits, you'll become the profits. That being said, if I'm going to leave a link at the end with my client that literally she's becoming a whale, share that alpha with you. And if you need some help with your portfolio or taking profits or understanding the game, I do one-on-one coaching. It's only $250 for 3 phone calls or Zoom calls. I'll leave a link down below. Reach out. All right, guys, that's all I got. Hopefully that helps you. But remember, don't run out and dump all your bags. Just grab a handful, right? When it starts to feel good and the FOMO, like when you want to buy, don't buy. Sell, right? I'll say one other thing. I just had a long conversation with one of my buddies, been in crypto a pretty good while, way before me, and I wish he would have slapped me and told me to get into crypto. I would have been there a lot earlier. But he struggles. He buys the FOMO a lot, and he's probably watching this. I say this with love. But what we were talking about is Marinade, right? I did a video on Marinade, I don't know, a month ago. The chart was setting up perfect. Its ecosystem was looking great. I thought the thing was ready to rip. Well, guess what, guys? It didn't rip. It started pulling back. Well, we were talking about, he was like, well, I'm just going to hold and hold and hold. I'm like, buy more, right? Big Time is one of my favorite gaming projects. I'm down probably 50%. I'm not going to sell it because I'm 100% confident that gaming is going to explode. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe 6 months from now. And then Big Time is going to start ripping. Well, what do you think I'm going to start doing right now? I look at my Big Time chart every day, and I hope it goes down more. I'm going to start dollar cost averaging in, right? That's how the game is played, guys. You buy when people think it's dead or no one's talking about gaming right now. That's the time to stack those good projects that you have conviction in, because I have no doubt personally that Bitcoin, Big Time is not going to rip. It's going to rip. And then I will have gotten in at a lot better price, and I'll have a bigger bag when it's all said and done. And when it starts to rip, I got in lower, and I'll take my profits. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you think in the comments section. But either way, come back and be part of this community. And if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. Take care, guys.